my channel. I am Rachel and I'm so excited that you're here. I am doing a bit of memory keeping today, or at least making a memory keeping book. So let me go ahead and dive in and tell you what I'm using. I got this mega bundle from Echo Park Paper. It's called Good Day Sunshine, and I cut up the cover sheet already that tells you all about it, but it is Good Day Sunshine, that is the line. So I got this mega bundle from Tuesday Morning. It said it was like $12 and it rang up like $4 something because it was on clearance. So I have that mega bundle, and then I also bought this, which is also by Echo Park. And again, it says it was $12, but it rang up like $4 something. And this is the summer pad. And so from what I've gathered, these are solids, these solids right here. And it matches like several of their summer lines, because I have this one, this Good Day, what is this called? Good Day Sunshine. But then I just got the Echo Park card kit, and it also matches. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so this right here, this summertime paper pad, these colors match exactly with this as well. So I'm thinking that these summer pads, they just use this palette. And so that worked out really well because this was on clearance for like $4, guys. I didn't realize it's gonna ring it that low. So I'm gonna go back and pick a few of these up, and I can't wait. Okay, so I already pre-cut a lot of things, and I'm probably gonna speed this up because it's gonna take a really long time, but I did pre-cut. So let me tell you what I did. So I'm making a 6x8 album, and it's got 4x6, 6x8, and 3x4 pockets. So I'm doing a pocket page album. And I pre-cut 4x6, these 4x6 sheets. Let me just do it like that. And I calculated how many 4x6 sheets are in the book. Now, I don't have the exact book. I don't have the actual book I'm putting these in. I have to go get one from Hobby Lobby tomorrow, but it's just their paper, the Paper Studio. It's like a binder, and I'm going to use that. So I know what comes in it because I looked at my son's. He has one that he made his senior album with, and so I know how many like of these I need, like what sizes. So these are 6x8s. And then I pre-cut those, and then I pre-cut some 3x4 card, or I'm sorry, these are 3 1/8 by 4 1/8, I believe. Or some of these might be 3x4, I don't know. And I'm doing that for like the photo mats. And then I went ahead and made this. I need to punch it, but it's like a little folder. So I pre-cut these items because I feel like if I have the skeleton ready, then it's gonna go by faster to create these other things. And then see, these are 3x4s. I have these white ones just so I know that that's where a photo goes. So these are the cut aparts, the 3x4 cut aparts, and see the back is where I cut already, where it said mega bundle or whatever. So I have these 3x4s already cut up and ready to go. Some card mat or some photo mats, and then just regular size photos. And then yeah, let's just jump right in. Like again, I said I'll probably speed this up, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and work on, this is the We Are Memory Keepers paper trimmer and scoreboard. So it's more of a scoreboard. Sorry, let me move my things out of the way. It's more of a scoreboard. That's why I got it. It's not my favorite paper trimmer, but it's the sharpest one I have right now. My Fiskars one is the blade. It needs a new blade. It's dull, and I used my second blade already, so I need to replace that. So I'm probably just gonna go ahead and work on this instead of moving it in and out of the way. It works as a pretty good workstation. Like, I'm not stamping, so this will work just fine for me to work on. All right, let's jump in. So I'm going to start off with my 4x6 pocket cards. I just cut this little lemon sheet down to about 2 inches, and 2 inches by 6, right? Yeah, because it's a 4x6. And I saw that it was a little too long, this little green 4x6, so I cut that off. I'm sorry that you can't see the trimmer right now, but I think a little while later I'll go ahead and move it into view. There we go. So I am cutting these like photo mats so I know where a photo will go, because even though I know where it goes, it looks a little naked. But that little yellow sheet there measures about 4¼ and then the white one measures about 4 and I think it's 5/8. And the whole point of that is that it'll leave a little white trim around the photo. So it's not going to go directly on, it's not going to cover the entire white spot. So it's like 4 and 3 or 5/8 and then by 3 by 3/8 or 5/8. I get those so confused. I don't even know if 3/8 is a thing, but it's one of those, y'all. And I'm doing the same with this little camper one as well. I'm trimming it down so that's also like a little photo mat, like a little frame for my photo. I'm using this kind of glue. Now I do like the double-sided tape that you just peel and stick. But the reason why I like the liquid glue is because I can reposition it, and that's so important for these types of projects, because oftentimes I'll get those squares on the wrong part, like I won't get it real straight and it'll really bother me. So with the glue, it takes a couple seconds for it to dry. Now it does dry really fast, but it's repositional for a few seconds there without ruining your paper. I could even lift the whole thing up at times and reposition it correctly. And I cannot do that with the double-sided tape, especially that permanent tape. It'll just ruin the whole thing because it's so sticky. It'll lift up the paper and ruin it. So I really love this type of glue. It's really hard to find embellishments and put things on here before the photos are, because you have to be careful not to layer them too far onto that little photo frame mat, because you could cover up the photo and then it might be tricky when I'm trying to get the photo on there, especially if it's something that's not going to lift very easily. I really love this paper, the variety of paper patterns. This gingham, I think it's believed gingham, is so cute. It's a great alternative to stripes, and everyone knows that stripes and florals are the best, and so this is a great alternative to stripes. It goes together pretty good as well, and it's a great neutral. I like to have neutral backgrounds and then add like pops of color and pattern and layer that over it, because if not, it looks a little too busy. And there are some paper sets or kits or whatever that are way too busy. There's not a lot of neutrals, and I like that they always have like a neutral like B-side. But this kit also came with a lot of solids as well, and that was super helpful. I'm having to hand cut this banner. There is a banner punch that I really want. I saw one at Hobby Lobby, but the smallest size is 1.5, but I found another brand that has a 1-inch punch for that edge, and I can't wait to get it, because sometimes I have to cut those little banners over and over and over, and it's super annoying because I get them all crooked. So I can't wait to get that punch. Now these little acrylic dots I have here, it's also from Echo Park, but it's oh my goodness, I can't remember what it's called, like Adventure Park or something, but it's, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. It's not Echo Park. It's Simple Stories. And it's like their, oh my goodness, I can't think of it. But it's like their Disney-ish line. So it did not come with this set, but they ended up working well. Say Cheese, that's what it's called. Simple Stories Say Cheese. My bad, y'all. So I'm using the same patterns here, and I just flip-flopped them and decided to add a little photo mat there, so it'll have like a yellow outline to it. Now, this little mat here is for a 2x3 photo. So you cut the 3x4 photos, well, not cut, just cut them, but you size them so there's two. So there's 4 on a 4x6 sheet. So it's like this 3x4 is cut in half. That's all you need to do to make those. And those are good for photos that, you know, that you don't need really large, especially when you have so many photos. Those really come in handy because you can fit 4. You can size them down for 4 on a 4x6 sheet. And you can get those if you just use a photo app editor, oh my goodness. If you just use one of those, then you can send it to like Walgreens or CVS or wherever you want to send it. I have a little photo printer now. I'm so excited about it. And it's a 4x6 photo printer, so that works great. And I believe the little photo printers, the little, what are they called? The ones you take everywhere. I think Polaroid makes them, like a Polaroid zip. I think those are 2x3 as well. So that's handy if you have one of those. Now, most of the photos I'm doing is going to be 3x4. This little lemonade pack is, or little ephemera and designs is so super cute. I just can't decide what to do here. I just needed something for that little lemonade jar to stand out because it was just getting lost with that background. It's just way too busy. That's much better and easier to see. There's such a great variety of designs in this paper pack. There's florals, popsicles, fruit, like gingham, solids. It's just perfect because there's such a variety. It's easy to layer and mix and match, especially because it comes with solids. Not all paper packs come with solids that match, and that's really hard because they're so specific. Like there's like 500 shades of red, and finding the correct size at Hobby Lobby or Joann's is like near to impossible. So I'm so thankful that Echo Park adds solids, and then they have that solid pack by season or by type. That summer pad is really coming in handy because I have several different summer kits, and it happens to match really well with a lot of them. I just really love this gingham. It's one of my favorite prints in this entire set. Now, I'm making so many of these 4x6 pocket cards, and on the back of each one, if they're not double-sided, if I didn't decorate both sides, the plan is to just have a regular 4x6 photo inserted in. So not every photo is going to be cut down to 3x4 or 2x3. Some of them will just be a regular old 4x6, and it'll be on the back of these pocket cards. I just like to have something a little decorated, and sometimes like a whole 4x6 photo, like it's not, you don't need the entire part of the photo. Like there's a lot of background that is just unnecessary or busy, or, you know, it's just not necessary. And so I like cutting them down to 3x4 and then being able to decorate them. You can just add more decor to your memory book. You see the back of that was red, so there's nothing decorated on it. It's just going to be a photo, but I like that it's double-sided and it has some color to it, because when the book is all complete, before you add photos, it still looks like it's complete. It still looks nice to look at. Now these sheets right here are from a Becky Higgins line that I found at Tuesday Morning. I don't think you can buy them anymore. They were like journals. They fit in 6x8 journals, binders, and they're really cool. They're memory keeping books, and you can add photos, and there's a lot of journaling, and they were on clearance for like $1 something. The packaging said 4, they rang up $1 like 75 after tax, something like that. And it was totally worth it. So I can just cut those down and use like the line paper, or there's grid and graph. And I can cut those down on my pocket cards, or I can use the entire sheet and just pop that into my binder. Now, the design of it doesn't match this paper kit, but what I end up doing is just decorating some of the more neutral, like there's a lot of neutral pages in it. Some of them are colored and have like, they don't really have a whole lot of designs, but they'll just have like colored backgrounds or fonts and things like that, labels that don't really match. But I can just cut the parts out that I want of those sheets, and then the ones that are super neutral, I can just add paper, stickers, washi, like all kinds of things on there, some of the ephemera, and then I can decorate it to match this kit. So those are all my 4x6s. And I'm moving on to 3x4s because this pack did come with a ton of 3x4 cut aparts, but I also want to have some journaling on there. You see that yellow doesn't really match, so I'm going to cut that off and then just use the notebook paper design so it's easy to write on. I could just add a white sheet of paper on there, but I really like having the grid or the lines because it looks like it was supposed to be that way and not like I just slapped something white on there. And before you add photos and journaling, it doesn't look naked. It looks already put together, even though there's nothing written on it. And then if you decorate them, well, look, it looks like it came with the paper pack. Now here are some of the grid paper, and I wanted to use this instead of the notebook paper just because it adds a little bit of variety to it. And then also, you don't have to just write on it like a notebook or journal. You could also add another photo to that, doodle on it, whatever you want. I really like the grid. It just adds a little bit of variety to your memory book. And then I'll just continue on finishing up my 3x4 pocket cards. I wish I had ephemera with this pack, and now I know that they do make it because they make a pack of ephemera for every one of their different kits. I keep calling it a kit, but like their set, I'm not exactly sure what to call it, line, I guess, for each one of their lines. They always have ephemera available, but it was not with the pack that I purchased. That would have been super helpful, and especially because they usually have like decorative ones and then they have journaling ones, and that would have been helpful for these pocket cards to be able to just put some journaling labels on these pocket cards. This notebook paper really did come in handy though, so I really just can't complain too much. Okay, so for this one, it's going to be a full sheet in my 6x8 binder. It measures a little bit over those measurements, those dimensions. It fits more like a divider size, but the reason why it's sized like that is because it's sized the same length and width as the plastic page protectors. So the page protectors fit a 6x8 in them, but then you know, they have the margin where they're hole punched, and then they have just a little bit more room around them. They go a little bit longer, a little bit wider. And so I measured these to fit like that instead, because it just looks better. It almost works like a divider, because if not, you see the plastic sheets in the background. You'll be able to see the plastic sheets and then parts of like the design of the photos, whatever, behind it. And I don't like that. So I want you to be able to just see the full photo without it being just kind of messy looking. This will keep it looking nice and neat. And then I could even put tabs on there if I wanted to use these as dividers. If I wanted different sections of summer or months, divide months out, something like that. That is the way the Simple Stories has theirs. They include dividers and pages inside their binders. And so I kind of modeled it after that, and that's why I went ahead and sized it that way. So this one will fit a full 4x6 paper. So that white sheet's going to be like 4x6 and 5/8, or 4 5/8 by 6 5/8, and then the red's going to be 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. So it just gives it a nice little frame there. So the photo will pop out nice and neat. Now this is the back of that sheet, and so I want to decorate this so there's room to put photos on there as well. So these will be 3x4 photos. And then these little campers here, I fussy cutted those out from that paper you see there to the left. I don't have enough stickers or ephemera of those. So the great thing about the 12x12 sheets, because I'm a big fan of the 6x8 paper pads, but these 12x12 sheets, you can often fussy cut some of these pieces out of those designs and then use them as if they're stickers or ephemera. I do the same thing with those flowers on that paper there too. It comes with 2 sheets of each design, so I get some great use out of it for a background or whatever, and then I can use a portion of it to fussy cut whatever designs I like out of it if they're big enough. I added this red strip because these little trailers just weren't standing out in front of those flowers. It was a little too busy, so I needed something to just help them pop a little. And I could have even put some dimensions on there, some dimension stickers, and they would have really, like, literally popped out. And I didn't even think about that till now. But I think they ended up coming out great just the way they are. Now I wanted the photo to pop out a little bit more as well, so I added that yellow just because it helps center everything, so it's not just so busy that your eyes don't know where to look. It kind of separates the design out for you, and it's just easier on the eyes when you add some neutral or some solid behind things like that, these busy patterns. Okay, so I'm doing the same for this sheet. It's also the same measurement to fit a little bit over 6x8. And I can't remember the exact measurements, but this is going to be another extra sheet in there. So these sheets are great because they're not inside plastic. So if you want to add extra layers or pockets, embellishments, things that really pop out, or any kind of interactive pieces, especially if you're going to use pockets and like folded things, stuff like that, these are perfect because they're not inside of that plastic. So I always include a couple of these in each one of my memory books because I really like having that interactive element. These are some busy patterns, so I'm adding, again, lots more solids to help ease it up a little bit on your eyes. It's not so cluttered and stressful looking.
So I'm just doing the same method with the back side of this, layering some patterns, but adding some neutrals or solids to help declutter my layout. And then I just made these banners again by hand. I'm telling you, that punch is really going to come in handy. I cannot wait to get it. But I just add this just to add some pops of color. I didn't have any ephemera. That's a very busy background anyway, so adding stickers or ephemera, anything like that, is going to make it a little too much. You want to be able to see the background and not just portions of it all the time. So you can see that I've got lemonade stands back there, even though most of them are covered, but I didn't add anything else on it to clutter it up. So I felt like I just needed one more thing, something to kind of tie these banners in. So I stuck that photo there, that little flower, and it won't cover up my photo. I won't have to worry about that. So these are the two sheets that are just sized regularly. Now this one is an interactive one. I already pre-cut it and I measured it so that it fits the same way. When it's closed, it's the same measurements as the other two sheets, but you open it up so that you can fit more photos in there. I often like putting pockets inside of these, but I decided to just keep it a little simple and just add more spaces for photos inside this folder. And it's just a fun interactive element that makes your memory book a little more fun to look at and just appealing. And I just love having all kinds of patterns inside of these books. It just makes it so much more fun. And I think that's what I love about it, that they're kind of covered up. And so I keep talking about not having things cluttered looking, but in the inside, I'm like, clutter it up, girl. It's fun. I do have a neutral there, but since it's inside, it's not so stressful to look at when you're flipping through the book. But you open it and like, surprise, we've got these patterns, these pretty colors, and it's super fun. And this is a great place if you're going to add pockets. I don't think I added any pockets to this book, but it's a great place to add pockets for all those extra photos. Let's say you have 5 to 10 extra photos that you just don't have room for, or you have the same photos, different poses or whatever. You can just throw them in there. You can also throw like tickets or receipts or any other kind of memory items that you want to hold on to, postcards, things like that. Those pockets are great for that. So next time I will have to add that to my memory book. And I want to make sure that no space is wasted and I can add photos to every side of this book. So this is the front part of I called it a book, a little folder, whatever it is. This is the front side of it. You'll be able to have photos there. You'll open it up. There's more photos in the inside. And then on the back side, when you turn the page, you'll also have more photos. Now, I didn't punch holes in any of these sheets. I'll have to do that whenever I finish my book up. But you won't see me punching any of these holes. All I do is take one of those plastic page protectors that it comes with, and I line it up with the holes and use my crocodile punch and add the holes where they belong. So that is my little folder. Well, not quite. I still got to do the back here. And so I'm just using the same techniques. Busy print, solid, photo mats. All right, so here you go. Here is my little interactive insert. Now I decided to make another one because those sheets there don't have any journaling spaces, and I really like the idea of being able to journal and just record my memories and not just photos, but being able to record my thoughts and whatnot. And I really liked those journaling pages the Becky Higgins ones that I cut up, those right there. I really like that notebook. Now it doesn't match with anything, but I really like it. And so I want to kind of incorporate that into my book. So I just chose some pattern paper and then cut out the journaling part and then stuck those on there. It's super easy, and the design, that whatever was on there, it's very limited. It's very small parts of it, so it doesn't like mess up my design at all. Here I'm matting it like that so that I can have a photo and some journaling on the same sheet. So one side is just journaling, and maybe I journal what's on the opposite page, or just standalone journaling. And then this one, I've got some journaling and then a spot for a photo. So maybe I can talk about whatever photo I add to that. Now I want to, like I said, just add some decorative elements to that paper, and then it looks like it came with that line, and it doesn't look so Mod Podge. Although Mod Podge isn't a bad thing. I like journals, like junk journals, that look like that as well. But I wanted this one to kind of look, just the aesthetic to kind of flow together. So adding those stickers helps it look like it's not just something I threw together. There's like some thought in it. Goes together a little bit more cohesively. So I decided I needed a couple of more 3x4 pocket cards just to be safe. So I fussy cut this floral piece right there from that floral pattern paper I showed you earlier. And then there goes my floral and stripes. They always go together. So I put that there just to add some fun element. Like I could either add a photo there, or maybe some more journaling by adding some notebook, or just leave it the way it is. And I think it's pretty and just simple the way it is, just to fill the space up. You could also use alpha stickers as well to maybe have like a title or something like that. I just needed a few more pocket cards, and I figured making them very simple would be perfectly fine. It'll still look cute in the book, and then it'll be really great for those pages that are super busy. All right, so here we are. Here are all of my sheets and pocket cards that I made for this project. It took me about 2 hours to create, maybe a little over 2 hours, and I sped this video up. On some parts, it's sped up 6 times, especially where I'm cutting and trimming and gluing, because that's super boring. So it took me longer than this video to make, but 2.5 hours was not bad for this project to have a whole summer book ready. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like these. And let me know in the comments if you enjoy these memory keeping videos, because I know I often have a ton of planner videos. So let me know if you like this new addition to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see y'all next time. Bye.